A controversial 2020 traffic stop in Windsor, Virginia is raising questions about what is considered eluding police. The man at the center of the case says he was never trying to run away. Tonight, I go in depth on this part of the case and the law surrounding it. A beautiful mid-August sunset in Windsor as an evening train makes its way through town. One stoplight in the heart of the city on the main road, Highway 460. Things aren't very busy at this hour. The small town of Windsor in the heart of Isle of Wight County is a pretty quiet community. But a traffic stop here nearly 2 years ago garnered the attention of people across the nation, and the case is still playing out today.
What's going on?
How many occupants are in your vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly and step out.
This is how a traffic stop of Army Lieutenant Karen Nazario ended on December 5th, 2020.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me, please. Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. I didn't do anything. Hold on.
But how did it get to this point? The initial stop, according to police, was for a license plate display violation, but things would escalate. In a lawsuit, Nazario says while he didn't stop immediately, he did slow down and activate his turn signal to signify compliance.
Everything is situational.
Miles Turner is a retired police officer of nearly 30 years. Now he runs a law enforcement consulting company. He's been following this case since 2020.
Now, I don't think the police were without fault in this, but there were other places the man could have stopped before he did.
We wanted to see the area for ourselves, so we made the trip to Windsor. While we went to Highway 460 on an August summer night, the traffic stop occurred around 6:30 p.m. in December when the sun sets much earlier. It's possible this might have been what the highway looked like at the time of the stop. You can see there are businesses around, but some were closed. Some areas lit, others not so much. Nazario says he determined the BP gas station was both a safe and well-lit place to finally pull over. While Nazario was never charged with eluding, one of the officers who pulled him over characterized Nazario's actions in the incident report as eluding and considered the stop high risk. I asked Turner if he thinks the public is aware that they can face an eluding charge if they don't stop right away.
Whether they are aware of it or not, all that it takes on the side of the road is probable cause. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Last week, federal judge Roderick Young said officers had probable cause in this case. He wrote in part, in similar situations, courts have found that failing to immediately pull over can constitute eluding, even when the reason is well-intentioned, as the officer has no way of knowing the reason for the suspect's delay.
Things like reducing speed, turning on your interior light, turning on your four-way flashers, but also be reasonable about it. I think most officers are going to give you the benefit of the doubt for that, but they're not required to.
Turner says it's up to that particular officer's discretion and every situation is unique. CBS 6 legal analyst Todd Stone says the bar is pretty low to assert probable cause, but very high to prove a claim beyond a reasonable doubt. He says intent and state of mind would be analyzed in court.
If a judge believes that you weren't really trying to elude, that you didn't have the intent to elude, then I wouldn't expect judges in most circumstances to find someone guilty of eluding.
Well, in that summary opinion issued last week, the judge said the remaining allegations in Nazario's lawsuit should be heard by a jury. In a separate case, a special prosecutor said the officer should not face any criminal charges on the state level, but the case was referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office for a federal civil rights investigation.